Come and dream with me.
Hello, welcome to What Do You Want to Watch, the Explosion Network's premier media podcast. Every week we get together to talk about movies, TV, and online content to help you answer the question, in what way will Screen 7 turn its audience against it this time? I'm not sure. I'm your host, Ash Hobley. Join me today, Dylan Blight.
Don't like how you brought that up in the intro after last night, after we recorded something else. I was like, man, I'm having a real dilemma around if I should even watch Scream 7.
Yeah, it is a real dilemma.
With me. It's just trying to absolutely...
Did you see the latest thing they did?
No. Do I want to know?
It's not as bad as firing the face of your the face of your franchise, you know, for perfectly normal remarks. They partnered with Kalshi, the predictive market app, and made it look like you could bet on the odds of characters surviving in Screen 7. You know, just putting a bunch of gambling in your films. That's what. Yeah. That's what.
We're making a movie, or are we making a piece of
this giant insider trading?
Yeah,
this shit. You know. So yeah, they should just stick to classic stuff, like put a trailer out and don't talk about it.
I mean, I didn't even think that last trailer was that exciting, but yeah, I don't know. My feelings are mixed on a franchise I love so dearly. So it's a sad time.
You'll okay and watch it.
What the hell?
On this week's episode of What Do You Want to Watch, we'll be talking about what's on Watch History, going over some film news, giving the thumbs for trailers, and giving you this week's top 3. Kicking things off, we'll just mention some content we put out this week here and other places. We finally got around to watching Wonder Man, the new miniseries from Marvel over on Disney Plus, starring a man named Simon who wants to play the role of Wonder Man, which is a fictional superhero is set in the world of MCU. And he meets...
I can't remember his name. Ben Kingsley.
Yeah. I want to say Trevor.
Trevor. That's it.
Trevor Slattery? Yeah. Okay, good. Trevor Slattery, who is also up for a role, but it may turn out that he has other motives to befriend Simon. And Simon might be hiding secrets himself. Dylan, do you want to share your non-spoiler? Of course, we did a spoiler cast over on All New Marvelcast, but Dylan, do you want to share your non-spoilery thoughts?
It's very good. It's not a very Marvel-like series. If you don't really care about the MCU or anything, I think it's you could watch it just sort of as treat it as its own sort of mini-series and not have to care about the MCU. Really, it's sort of enjoyed as this. It's a bromance comedy about two actors wanting to make it big in Hollywood. Is sort of what the show's actually about.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a really good time. I think the only thing you really need to know is that Trevor Slattery was an actor who got talked into portraying the Mandarin, who was a terrorist.
I think they explained that in the first episode enough that you could.
Yeah, they explained it enough that you probably.
I feel like you could watch it,
but it is a concept you do need to get your head around.
Yeah,
that's pretty weird. This dude would pretend to be a terrorist.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think really well put together. It's really interesting series. Kind of this poking fun at certain elements of filmmaking and movie making and that kind of stuff, and the seriousness of actors and that kind of thing. I think Yahya Abdul-Mateen II and Ben Kingsley are a fantastic pairing, crazily. Yeah, really enjoyable, self-contained thing you can go watch right now. Only half-hour episodes, so it's only like 4 hours maybe, something like that, if you want to binge the whole thing. So we would highly recommend watching Wonder Man and then going to listen to our spoilercast over on All New Marvelcast. All right, Dylan, you've entered cinemas and watched Shelter, the latest of the Jason Statham is a former secret agent who gets sucked back into the life. What do you think of Shelter?
I've got a review out on explosion.com. I think I gave it a 5 or a 5.5, something around that. I enjoyed it more than last year's A Working Man. I didn't enjoy it as much as the previous year's Beekeeper, which is just now Jason Statham doing Jason Statham things, movie reviewing scale. This one is enjoyable. He's just Statham's just hitting the notes doing what he sort of needs to do. But I opened my review talking about how, for some reason, I think I was enjoying this one a lot more because it's set in the UK and not America. And there's just something about Statham being in Europe in general that I think I just enjoy more. And it also helps separate this from the other two, like all the car chase scenes and general out and about are in a very obviously different location and locale than we've seen him in the last couple of movies, which made it stand out a bit. But the highlight of the movie and the reason it sort of elevates above just being absolute, I think, without someone doing a better job in this role, the whole movie would have been trash, I think, which is the girl who's played by Bodhi Ray Breath Nash. I'm going with that. Who is really, really good. She brings all the heart necessary to make the story work here, where she's the girl who pretty much delivers Statham's character's supply of food on this island where he's like sort of secluded himself, but then her boat capsizes, her uncle dies. He's left looking after her because, he's still a good guy. And because of that, he has to come out of hiding to try and get her some medical supplies. And because he comes out of hiding to get medical supplies, some cameras spot him. And yes, that leads him to having to come out of hiding for reasons. And then people are after him and, secret agent, past life nonsense. But she's really, really good. I'd always seen her in, she's one of the main kids in Hamnet. I watched like a month prior to this. So I'm just having watching her in this and then those two films. I'm like, man, this is a young star to watch, sort of asterisk on her. So, but yeah, don't watch it if you don't like Statham movies. If you like Statham movies, it's not the worst one.
All right. Then you also got to finally see Sentimental Value. The latest.
Yeah, what do you know? It's the latest. Oh, you're trying the director?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I can't remember the name of. I was going to say Last Train Trier, but that's not right.
Joachim Trier.
Joachim Trier, there we go.
I think that's how you say it. Yeah. So I love The Worst Person in the World. I thought that was fantastic, and he reunites. Yes, the film. He reunites with Renee Rensweave, I think, if I'm butchering your name, sorry, who was the star in that, and she's now the star in this one. The setup for this movie is that she is she's a stage actress. Her father's played by Stellan Skarsgård, who is a director, and then a famous movie director. Hasn't made anything for a little while. He's getting ready to make a new film. However, there is a lot of hurt between him and all his family members, because when her Renee's character was younger, as well as alongside his sister, Stellan Skarsgård's character left them to go follow his movie career after splitting up, leaving them with the mum. So at the start of the movie, their mum's just passed away, so he sort of comes to the wake and stuff like that. But then he's sort of hanging around town more because he wants to make this movie. He originally wants her to make it and star in the film, but she says, pretty much, screw that, I can't work with you, this isn't happening. So then Stellan Skarsgård ends up meeting a character played by Elle Fanning at a film festival screening, and she loves his films, and he sort of offers her the part. So from that sort of part, you've got you get to see, it's sort of hard to describe about watching it. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic, very sentimental film about how art can connect us, and also how for some people they can only express their emotions and connect with others through their art, I think, is how I would sort of describe it without, I guess, giving it all away. But it's everyone in it is fantastic. The whole film is sensational. It's I don't know, nearly 2.5 hours long, and it seemed to be over before. It's a movie that I was just enjoying being with these characters, because I found them so layered and interesting, and everyone's just so good in it. I could have happily watched it for a lot longer, but yes, highly recommend. If it wins any Oscars, they're well deserved.
Okay. I checked out the recently released, I guess, Prime Video film, The Wrecking Crew, which stars Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista. They play brothers who, they're estranged, I guess, estranged half brothers. They've got a different mother. But at the start of the film, their father is killed in a hit and run after posting a package which is being sent to Jason Momoa's character, Johnny. David Bautista plays James. So Johnny is a detective working in, I think it's Oklahoma or Ohio, one of those O states, a landlocked state, instead of being on his native Hawaii after a falling out with his father many, many years ago. His brother Johnny is works in the Navy at Hawaii as like an instructor, or like he's a diving instructor, I believe, because he's constantly called by one of the antagonists a frogman. So yeah, they reunite because their father has died. Well, Johnny gets attacked by a bunch of Yakuza, and that's what inspires him to go find out about his father, because they're asking about the package that his father sent to him. In a funny scene in which he is interrogated about it while taking a piss. So one of the Yakuza is holding him at knife point, and he turns around while his knife is to his throat, and Joseph Momoa goes, sword fight, and wiggles his hips. So you can imagine the kind of tone this movie kind of has. It is kind of this charming buddy cop film. Dave Bautista plays more of the straight and narrow, follow the rules kind of character, but willing to get his hands dirty. And Jason Momoa was kind of sort of playing Jason Momoa, free-spirited, angry dude who is trying to get to the bottom of his father's killing. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's not doing anything too flashy or anything. It's just kind of your basic buddy cop action movie. There is a very good scene involving a helicopter on the highway or motorway, I guess, in Hawaii, where they are attacked by a bunch of Yakuza on the motorway while they're driving a mini van, which is always good fun. Also stars Marina Baccarin and Jacob Batalon, and Stephen Root plays like the chief of police for Hawaii, who is constantly like the classic, police chief in any of these movies. Like, you need to stop dishing out all this destruction in my precinct. Get up to here. So yeah, I mean, it's perfectly fine, fun stuff. So if you like Jason Momoa or Dave Bautista, you'll probably have a good time watching this. Yeah, check out The Wrecking Crew. Then I've also just watched The Muppet Show, which is this TV special, I guess, which everyone believes they're trying to use as like a backdoor pilot for a revival of The Muppet Show, which of course is the 1970s, I want to say, off the top of my head. When did the Muppet Show originally air? Yeah, 1976 is when it originally aired. So it's like a sketch variety show. It's pretty much what it is. So this is like a half-hour sketch show in the vein of something like Saturday Night Live, except much more heavily produced. Sabrina Carpenter is the main special guest who gets introduced, and then they do like a bunch of sketches, which predominantly is like them singing famous songs, which is enjoyable with like funny twists and that kind of stuff. Of course, Sabrina Carpenter performs Man-Child, and that's fun. Seeing Sabrina Carpenter and Miss Piggy together, and Sabrina Carpenter saying that she stole her entire look based off Miss Piggy, and Miss Piggy
saw that in the meme,
threatening with her with the lawyers, copyright infringement, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's a fun time. It feels very nostalgic, and that kind of stuff. All the bits from the Muppet Show are there. So, if you're a fan of that, it's worth checking out. Do you
ever think how good the original Muppets? Well, not the original, but the Muppets movie that came out in like the early 2000s, 2010s or whatever, that was so
the Jason
good.
Segel one?
Jason Segel one. And then they put Ricky Gervais in the sequel and ruined it. Like, I don't know if there's a correlation between Ricky Gervais being in it and that movie being bad, but
yeah, I don't know. There could be. It's hard to say.
But the Jason Segel one, I remember walking out of cinema and having one of those moments where you're like, man, inside that cinema for a brief period, I was so happy. And then you walk
Yeah,
outside.
these Muppets, it turns out they're great. The
Yeah.
Muppets have always been great. You know, anytime they're doing anything, it's a good time. But yeah, I mean, it's. I'd be pleasantly surprised if they do revive this in this format with, it's like a sketch show every week and there's a special celebrity guest, part of all the fun and shenanigans going on in the Muppet Show. I mean, it would be pretty cool. I mean, I'm sure it'd be reasonably basic to do, but it's like,
I guess the
put
thing
time
is
and
like
effort in.
the audience is kids, or was for the original show. So it's like if the only people watching
I don't think it was. Like I think it was definitely family oriented.
or family oriented,
But it was something all the family could sit around and watch.
all the family,
which
could
is
watch.
something that doesn't happen anymore.
No, but I'm like, if the audience for the new show, well, not the audience, but the only people watching it are people who are nostalgic for Muppets, it wouldn't be a success. You need it to hit off with the whole family and the kids.
But I think this could work in bringing in the kids if they give them a chance.
The kids like puppets? Is that cool?
I think
Puppets
so.
are cool. Okay.
Everybody still loves Emily,
Okay. Fair enough.
See, he's got beef with Taylor Swift this week.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Anti-rock.
Yeah.
Totally here for it. That's the beef I want to see. Elmo versus The Rock.
I want to find out where Travis Kelce was for the Super Bowl. At a Kid Rock concert or a Bad Bunny one?
I'm sure he was just at home.
Yeah. Watching which one?
That's a good question. My favorite bit though is Maya Rudolph appears and talks about how great she's like. Coma's really great. He's real and down to earth, not a dick. And she ends up swallowing an eyeball accident. And later in the episode, she is pronounced dead from suffocation from the eyeball before taking a sandbag to the chest and coming back alive, where the news report announces she's in fact Emmy Award-winning comedy icon Maya Rudolph is still alive.
Very good.
Very good.
It's good.
Good bit. Speaking of comedy icons, the latest season of Shrinking is back.
Is it comedy icon Harrison Ford or?
Well, I think he could be considered, but Michael J. Fox guest appearing this season as a Parkinson's patient who we met in the first episode. Yeah, I mean, it's more Shrinking. Obviously, only the 2 episodes in so far. The first episode feels like it was an extra long episode. Kind of maybe setting things up and like setting the tone for the season, I would argue, of getting people to move forward or move on post grief or situations. The big thing that the thing revolves around is Harrison Ford's character and his girlfriend decide to get married for like to cut down on the amount of paperwork that they'd have to do to like have her become his key caretaker and that kind of stuff. It's like, rather than filling out all this paperwork, let's just get married. And like Harrison Ford's like, it's a formality legal thing, and then it quickly snowballs into like a emotional feelings thing, as you would expect. Meanwhile, Jimmy's daughter, that's really bad. Jimmy's daughter, Alice, that's her name. She is potentially going to get a scholarship to go to college at Wesleyan, which is on the east coast of America. So Jimmy is having to face the prospect of his daughter moving away from him, which he is not really. Yeah, he's not doing well. And then she has the realization that maybe she is not ready to leave home and that kind of stuff, and that kind of thing. So lots of little fun tidbits. You get all your favorites back in the episode. Yeah, it's more Shrinking. It's really fun so far. Heartwarming one moment, heartbreaking the next. It's one of the best shows on TV at the moment. So yeah, I believe that's everything in our watch history. Let's move into some film news, which admittedly does involve something that was also in Dylan's watch history. Talk about the 15th Annual AACTA Awards, which took place this week, hosted by Celeste Barber. Dylan, I believe you watched did you watch the entire show? Or?
Yeah.
Bits and pieces.
No, I watched it.
How what do you think of the show itself?
I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I think the presenters were really good. The overall vibe was good. I can't remember if, or maybe I'm just making this up, but I can't remember if they were so free with letting people swear and stuff. But it's just enjoyable seeing a bunch of people just merrily cracking M-rated jokes and being able to swear on an award show. Or maybe there's just like an Australianism factor to doing an award show where everyone's just happily doing and dropping fuck on stage as much as they want. Like, it at least makes it stand out
Maybe
in
they
the
just couldn't
award
stop the
season.
Philippines.
Possibly. I mean, yeah, the Filippo brothers are crazy. They, of course, they picked up.
I think they freaked out Baz Luhrmann.
They definitely took out at the end that when they won Best Picture, which was presented by Baz Luhrmann, who does a whole speech about how great all these people are, and Australia does fantastic cinema, and does this sort of rousing speech, awards them then up come running the Filippo brothers, who are the only people I think in the whole place who came wearing just chinos and some t-shirts, and everyone else is in suits, and they just run up and start grabbing him and shaking his hand and laughing crazy.
Thought somebody was coming in from the audience.
I don't. They are and continue to be some of the most interesting people to watch just anytime they're in front of a live event or a journalist or anything in that regard. It's and I don't know how they make such sad, messed up horror movies when they are as they are. But no, the show was really good. I don't know. There's some award winners I wish went to some other people, but there's be the breaks. But overall, it was a very enjoyable show to watch.
All right. Of course, as we mentioned, best film went to Bring Her Back. Best indie film went to Lesbian Space Princess. Best direction went to the Philippo brothers. Best screenplay to Peter Duncan for The Correspondent. Best lead actor went to Richard Roxburgh for The Correspondent. Best lead actress went to Sally Hawkins for Bring Her Back. Best supporting actor went to Julian McMahon for The Surfer. Best supporting actress Deborah Malman for Kangaroo. Best cinematography Aaron McCliskey for Bring Her Back. Best editing Jeff Lamb, Bring Her Back. Best original score, Bring Her Back. Best sound, Bring Her Back. Best production design, The Correspondent. Best costume, Bring Her Back. Best casting, Bring Her Back. On the TV front, best drama was The Newsroom. Best miniseries, Apple Cider Vinegar. Best narrative comedy went to Bump in its final season. Congrats to them. Best entertainment program went to Portrait Artist of the Year. Best comedy entertainment program went to Hard Quiz. Best factual entertainment program went to All In Australia. Best lifestyle program went to Grand Designs Australia. Best reality program went to The Great Australian Bake Off. Best children's program went to Play School Altogether. Best stand-up special went to I'm As Surprised As You Are by Celia Pacquola. Best lead actor drama went to Jacob Elordi for The Narrow Road to the Deep North. Best lead actress went to Anna Torr for The Newsroom. Best supporting actor in drama went to Daniel Henshaw for The Newsreader. Best supporting actress in a drama went to Heather Mitchell for The Narrow Road to the Deep North. Best comedy performer went to Tom Gleeson. Best acting in comedy went to Miranda Chapsell or Top End Bub. Yeah, I mean, those were the main. Best documentary went Journey Home, David Gallipoli. Yeah, I mean, those were the key ones from memory.
I think the main one I would have liked to have seen go somewhere else was Hard Quiz winning. I know it's sort of just Hard Quiz wins everything, and it's nothing against the show, but I would have loved to have seen Guy Montgomery.
Seen what win?
Guy Montgomery.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Spelling bee would have been great. So, and like Tom Gleason's just at such a I just win an award fuck it stage of his speech where he gets up on stage and goes like, I've won so many of these and I've never bothered to thank my wife. Anyway, love you. Like, sort of cuts to her and crowd like this. And he's like, I'm just going to drive this fucker into the ground until like I appreciate his cadence that he always has. But I would have liked to have seen something else win this year. But
yeah. I will also note there was the International AACTA Awards, which awarded to international projects. Best film went to One Battle After Another. Best direction to Paul Thomas Anderson. Best actor went to Timothy Chalamet. Best actress went to Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Best supporting actor went to Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein. Best supporting actress went to Amy Madigan for Weapons. Best screenplay went to Sentimental Value. On the TV front, best comedy went to The Studio. Best drama series went to Adolescence. Best actor in a series went to Gary Oldman, and best actress in a series went to Sarah Snook for All Her Fault. Of course, as always, there's a bit of an Australian bias in these.
Also, I should mention Sarah Snook picked up, I can't remember the actual name of the award, but a honorary award this year,
She
which
picked
was presented to her by what's the guy's name? The grumpy man from Succession.
Yes, I know exactly who you mean.
Yeah,
but I can't remember.
God damn it!
This has not been a good week for.
This has not been a good week for names. Brian Cox.
Yes,
Brian Cox presented the award to her. So that
Brian
was
Cox flew all the way out to Australia to give Sarah Snook that award.
Yeah, that was good.
I forget what the award is called, which is also annoying. But yeah, another great year for acknowledging Australian content.
Mm-hmm.
Go check out some of the nominees if you haven't. Only other story I wanted to mention this week is Darren Aronofsky has gotten into a hot water this week.
Okay, yeah, sure.
For his new YouTube series, which has been created with the help of AI. I'm reading from Deadline. Here we go. Darren Aronofsky fell victim to this dichotomy last week when his AI studio Primordial Soup partnered with Time to launch a quote-unquote visionary YouTube series about the Revolutionary War. On this day, 1776 uses Google DeepMind models to recreate pivotal moments from the Revolution. The first two episodes, both under 5 minutes, dramatize the raising of the Grand Union flag on Prospect Hill and America's first meme, Thomas Paine's common sense pamphlet advocating independence from Great Britain. A press notice was careful to signpost the human endeavor behind the series. On this day is animated, quote unquote, animated by artists and voiced by SAG actors, with below scribe Lucas Sussman leading the writer's room. Aronofsky is the first name on the press release, but his official credit is executive producer, so the depth of his involvement is not totally clear. The series is sleek when compared with other scrollable slop, but because Aronofsky's name is above the door on this day, it is being held to a higher standard. The Directors Association immediately pushes it into a professional storytelling world where it's difficult for viewers to reconcile with the uncanny quality of the spectacle. YouTube critics were quick to point out gaffes, including a man with too many teeth, snow falling upwards, flames flickering outside of a lantern, and the name Amirid instead of America stamped on Paine's pamphlet. This is embarrassing for everyone involved, concluded a more diplomatic viewer in a brutal comment section. The trailer alone had roughly 18,000 dislikes compared to 767 likes, meaning 96 people who rated the video gave it a thumbs down. It's a small sample, but weighted with the comments and sentiment among critics, it feels meaningful that the online discourse is so often so defined by division.
Don't end this segment by going, Dylan, and what do you think?
Dylan, is this a good example of ability working?
Good example of everything that's wrong with it's a good example of everything that we've talked about and what AI is definitely not should be. AI definitely should not be used for.
Yes.
Yeah. Here's a picture case. Yeah.
Yes. It's hard to justify it because it seems like you could. I mean, the only reason why they've made this is it used AI is because it's going to be substantially cheaper. You know, you don't have to pay an actor, you don't have to create sets, you don't have to get a costumes and all that kind of stuff. You can just get AI to do all that stuff. But then it comes out shitty, and people can tell. And people, I mean, doing in one regard, at least they're upfront that it is AI, and not try and play it off as like it's actual we animated or whatever. But yeah, I think this. It's hard to say whether this will dissuade other companies from continuing to try to use AI for projects and that kind of thing.
I don't think it's going to change anything. I think people, at the end of the day, executives, they hear a bunch of fuss and blah, 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 blah online, bunch of it doesn't mean shit to them if it's going to save a bunch of dollars and people go watch it anyway.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I saw one article proclaiming that like, this is someone taking a risk and like being a pioneer of this AI industry, and that one day this will be looked upon as a brave first step.
Oh,
I
okay.
hope that isn't the case.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I think people who want to believe that AI is the future of everything will defend it to its hilt. But I think we definitely don't want AI in our content. So this is probably the highest profile project that I've seen, like with a high profile name involved, which probably adds to.
You wouldn't have heard about it otherwise, sort of.
Yeah, you probably would not have heard about it unless Aronofsky's name was somewhat involved.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see where does this impact his career going forward? Like, do people want to work with him if he's
No,
been
everyone
involved in
forget.
AI and that kind of stuff? It's hard.
Anyway. Also,
Yeah.
being the executive producer role, he could very quickly, his PR team could quickly sweep this under the rug.
But the company is that he founded is like specifically there to make AI
Yeah,
creative projects.
oh no, it was it's AI to help with the pathline of art and help us. It's to help ideation and no, we're not using that.
These were all just previous stuff. It was never meant to see the light of day.
Yeah,
we were going to
there
film it later.
See, now we're talking marketing. Now we're talking spin.
It was all accidental. It was never meant to go up. We'll put your right video up in 6 months' time.
Yeah.
We have enough time to shoot.
Yeah, we're talking.
All right, that's everything in the news. Let's move on to giving some thumbs for trailers. Of course, you can find all the trailers we're about to talk about in the show notes below. Kicking things off, we've got Michael, directed by Antoine Fuqua, starring Jafar Jackson, Nia Long, Laura Harrier, Giuliano Valdi, Miles Teller, and Coleman Domingo. The story of pop superstar Michael Jackson, from his extraordinary early days in the Jackson 5 to the visionary artist whose creative ambition fuels a relentless pursuit to become the biggest entertainer in the world. Dylan, what do you think of this trailer for Michael?
I think one up, one down. I think it just looks so stereotypical, but like hits on the keynotes to make the Michael diehards be interested, I guess. But also it just seems so fluffy and without any of the dark side of the story within it. It just seems so magical and everything's great and all that sort of stuff. I mean, Coleman Domingo's in it, so I kind of want to watch it for him, but otherwise not super intriguing me.
Yeah, one up, one down. I think even as a trailer itself, you feel like it's hitting all the good stuff. I think Coleman Domingo is definitely the standout character that we see in this trailer. It looks like a fine basic biopic. I mean, it's hitting all the important notes. They have the first meeting between, like the first time he has Bubbles, I think, is what that scene is meant to be. Bubbles the ape. If you get a cute baby animal in your trailer, people will really like it. I mean, on the project overall, I think the heavy involvement of the Jackson family is like probably, in my mind, to its detriment. And like, how much can you actually believe of it actually being the film, and like how much is it just going to be a puff piece? Because it definitely feels that way, especially when obviously his life story is constantly being rewritten and trying to water down all the allegations and all that kind of stuff around him and that kind of thing. So, all right, Michael comes to cinemas on 23rd of April. Next trailer is for War Machine, directed by Patrick Hughes, starring Alan Richardson, Dennis Quaid, Stephen James, Jai Courtney, Issey Morales, Keelan Lonsdale, Jared Gandry, and Daniel Weber. During the final stages of US Army Ranger selection, an elite team's training exercise turns into a fight for survival against an unimaginable threat. Dylan, what do you think of the trailer for War Machine?
Double thumbs down. It looked bad and so utterly void of anything interesting to me that the only reason I think it could be interesting is just watching it for Alan Richardson. I guess he's generally pretty good, but otherwise, no.
I'll give this one up, one down. I think it was very interesting, the beginning of the trailer. right up to the point where you think it's going to be like a dramatic story about this ranger and soldier getting into some sort of situation. I don't know, getting himself up the food chain because he's obviously like the best recruit that they've got and all that kind of stuff. I thought, oh, this is going to be a fun, an interesting military serious tale. Then a giant fucking robot shows up with never before seen technology involved and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck? So that kind of took a turn to the left. Interestingly, Dylan, this movie is an Australian movie.
Cool.
Directed by Patrick Hughes, Australian filmmaker, shot in Victoria. And his War Machine is coming to Australian cinemas this week.
I've got this on my list. I was working on an article to put up about Australian film and TV. Let me just quickly look to see if I even had this on my...
So War Machine hits Australian cinemas on the 12th of February before coming to Netflix worldwide on the 6th of March.
Nope. I didn't even have it on my list of 25 films that I've managed to find that Australian and New Zealand filmmakers have coming out this year. I somehow completely missed this in all my Googling.
There you go. That's what this segment's for, informing about films you don't know about.
Really important information you're giving me. Yep.
All right. Next trailer is In the Blink of an Eye, directed by Andrew Stanton, starring Kate McKinnon, Rashida Jones, and David Diggs. 3 intersecting storylines spanning thousands of years explore the nature of life, love, hope, and connection. Dylan, what did you think of the trailer for In the Blink of an Eye?
I'm going to go one up, one down because it's given vibes and that's about it. However, I'm very confused about everything else, but the cast is also just intriguing to me. But I'm going to go one up, down because I don't really know what the fuck is going on.
I'll give this one up, one down. It looks fine. I feel like we've seen this film before, though.
Yeah, Terrence Malick made it. It was called Tree of Life.
I think it was called The Fountain, directed by Darren Aronofsky.
Okay, yeah.
Or it may have been called, what was the other one? It was...
I appreciate you added editing to this for yourself just to find one last joke.
Yeah, well, it needed to be said because I believe it's also called Cloud Atlas, directed by the Wachowskis.
Yeah,
Tom Pfeiffer.
Fucking Cloud Atlas.
What?
That classic Tom Hanks film. Yeah.
It needed to be said. It looks fine. You know, it's 3 interconnecting stories told over 3 different generations, that kind of stuff. So if you're into that kind of stuff,
that's what he kicks off with. Interconnected stories.
Interconnected stories. That's what everybody's clamoring for these days.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In the Blink of an Eye is coming to Disney Plus, 27th of February.
Oh, sorry, I missed that part of the memo, but yeah, okay.
Well, it's coming to Hulu in the States. It's at the end of the trailer.
Still, I for some reason I watched it and was like, oh, this, like, assumed it would go to the cinemas, but no.
Yeah, because it's got the big searchlight thing at the start.
Yeah, yep.
No.
I didn't get
Sundance.
I didn't get straight to streaming vibes from the trailer, so.
No. All right, next trailer is for Rooster, created by Bill Lawrence and Matt Tarsis, starring Steve Carell, Phil Dunster, Charlie Clive, Danielle Deadwyler, John C. Kinley, and Laura Sy. A comedy revolving around an author's intricate bond with his daughter set against the backdrop of a college campus. Dilge, what do you think of this new Steve Carell TV show?
One up, one down. I know having a string of it, but I think it potentially looks intriguing. There's something always about college campus storylines and stuff that here in Australia doesn't, any potential translate straight away. So you have to be more into it. But there was some funny jokes and banter within it with Steve Carell yelling at people, which Steve Carell doesn't do the yelling at people thing as much as he used to. So I'll take a
well,
look.
He took that serious career path.
And then he stopped fucking around.
He stopped screaming at people.
Yeah. This is sort of him meeting in the middle potentially. So yeah, one up, one down.
Yeah, I'll give it one up, one down as well. Obviously, it probably has a little bit more interest around it due to it being a HBO series. But yeah, I think it looks like it'll be enjoyable enough time. I know it seems like he's joining fraternity or something like it, even despite being a professor at this university. So, yeah, I'm on board for it. Obviously, looks reasonably interesting. Coming to HBO Max on the 8th of March. Final trailer for this week. The Drama, directed by Christopher Borglai, starring Zendaya, Robert Pattinson, Mahmoud Athi, Alana Haim, Haley Gates, and Zoe Winters. Days before their wedding, a couple's relationship is shaken when one partner discovers an unsettling truths about the other. Dylan, what do you think of the trailer for The Drama?
I think it's that she always puts the toilet roll on backwards on purpose so that the paper comes from behind when everyone knows it should be put on, so it comes from the top and over, and that's the correct way to put toilet paper on. And I can understand the reaction from everyone.
I think that those reactions totally justified.
Yeah. That's how, and when you think about that and rewatch a trailer and then have it play out in a world where that's what the drama is about, it elevates the trailer into a solid double thumbs up. Just a light double thumbs up. But I think once you have that context in your mind, rewatch the trailer, think about toilet paper, just a blistering double thumbs up, you know?
Yeah, 2 thumbs up from me. I think obviously we saw the teaser, I believe, sometime last year, where it was just the awkwardness before they're taken like
photo shoot.
This one, it definitely sets up the film in such a way that you want to know what the question is.
What is the drama?
What is the drama? What is the secret? And like, what is eliciting this sort of reaction? Alana Haim is like very...
She's not happy.
She's very pissed.
Yeah.
You know. So, yeah, I mean, this... I was intrigued before, but this feels like must-see just because I want to know what the answers are. You know, it's weirdly created this like kind of mystery thing in this trailer. By
please don't have another trailer spoiler. Please don't have another trailer.
Yeah, please do not.
Just leave it. It's part of it. Yeah,
it's clearly got to be part of the marketing. Or like, what's the drama? You know, that's the tagline. What's the drama?
What is the drama? Yeah,
it's super simple. All right. Dylan, would you believe this A24 film has an Australian release date of the 2nd of April?
I do, because it's got Robert Pattinson and Zendaya in it. And it's similar to when Civil War came out. It's like the big ones will get a release date.
I mean, had Charlie XCX, one of the biggest pop stars, and yet it still has not released here in Australia.
Racist.
Marty Supreme, their biggest movie, took like a month to get here in Australia.
True.
But Robert Pattinson, Zendaya, day one.
Marty Supreme, they dreamed too big. It had to get delayed. Also, my $50, like basically Temu Instagram ad, Marty Supreme jacket showed up. Ordered a large. I think it's a little bit too small. I'm hoping I can stretch it. And it doesn't zip all the way up, so I have to try and fix that. But you get what you pay for.
Do you want to show us?
I think I've got it in my bedroom. Yeah. You get one.
You got to zip it.
It goes to there. You see my problem?
What? It should go up. I don't think it's like...
It just won't.
I think the zipper is broken.
Yeah.
Rather
so I'm gonna see,
like,
maybe I can put a complaint in and see if this they'll send me another one. But
yeah, they definitely just got a jacket that happened to have the same design colors, and then just transferred the letters on top. Yeah,
100%. And I'm sort of fine with the rip-off one. Like obviously that's what I was paying for.
I don't think the authentic ones are hoodies either.
Are they? Okay, that's fine. I'm happy with some changes. I just need it to
fit
and zip up.
Yeah.
And I'd be happy.
All right.
I'm wearing it for the rest of the show now, I guess.
Let's move on to this week's
Dream
top
big.
3. Let's move on to this week's top 3.
Definitely in the top 3.
And with Wuthering Heights coming to cinemas this Valentine's Day, this week's top 3 is top 3 movies to watch this Valentine's Day. I guess I'm kind of ruling out Wuthering Heights, but even though that might be on your list, it's not mine. Dylan, what's your number 3?
Number 3 is Tangerine. The Sean Baker film in which I a trans sex worker gets out of prison, meets up with a friend, and then has a wild 24 hours. It's a very funny, sad movie at times, but it's a mix of everything. Obviously, it's really interesting because it was filmed on iPhones, and that was like sort of part of it. But the chemistry between the two and sort of their the romances and stories within it. I'm picking this as my alternative indie movie to watch this Valentine's Day. It's a fantastic film, and maybe, since Sean Baker's a bigger name after Honora, now's the time for people to go back and watch some other stuff.
All right. My number 3 is a film called Lost in Starlight, which came to Netflix last year. It's a South Korean animated romance film about two star-crossed lovers, and one of them's an astronaut who goes into space. I haven't actually watched it yet, but I saw it high on a lot of people's lists of romance films that came out last year. And nominated for Best Indie Animated Film at this year's Annie Awards. Sounds like a good time, an underwatched film from last year, so that's one I'll be watching this Valentine's Day. Film was number 2.
My number 2 is going against everything you just said because it's Wuthering Heights. Now, the specific reason I'm putting on here is because we have a romance in cinemas. Get out there, support your local cinema. Go. Let's bring dates back into cinema. Everyone, go on a date. If you've got a partner, imagine. If you've got a loved one, imagine. Look at me. I don't know how I can't get a girlfriend looking like this. They take them to watch Wuthering Heights in the cinema and support your local cinemas. Message brought to you by Dylan Blight, Explosion Network 2026.
Trying to figure out what came out last year around. I mean, yeah, okay. Bridget Jones's Mad About the Boy came out around Valentine's Day last year, so
that's not as wide that's not as wide as a appeal as this.
And of course, the massive romantic film Captain America: Brave New World.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And The Gorge came out on Apple TV, but I think that's a romantic film.
Bitch, I'm talking about getting people into the cinema, not sitting at home watching things.
True.
You're ruining my
fair.
fucking pitch. I'm trying to support cinemas here. Don't stay at home and Netflix and chill. We all know what that means. Go to the cinema.
Okay. Well, if you can't go to the cinema for whatever reason and you do want to Netflix and chill, you should check out my number 2. Friends We Met on Vacation, the rom-com that came out earlier this year, starring Tom Blythe and
Nailed it.
Emily Bader, who played two college friends who have every summer gone on some sort of vacation around the world, but then had some sort of falling out, and now they're both going to the same wedding. So, classic friends to lovers story with a bunch of fun, missed opportunities and all that kind of stuff. The stuff you want from your rom-coms. So that's something new on the list. Check that one out. Tell me what's number 1.
I had to look up what we did last time you made us do this top 3 to make sure I didn't repick the same thing. Because I remember doing this once before, and we had. And I had picked previously Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which I'll stand by as a very good number 1. However, I had to double check because I wanted to make sure I had not picked La La Land, which is my number 1 pick. And the most picked top 3 movie from me. So I get it into another goddamn top 3 subject right now. Because you can watch this with your girlfriend or boyfriend and realize that sometimes love is letting each other go.
So, hey,
sometimes it's about the
we might
journey,
not end up together, but
not the
we got to
destination.
appreciate the now.
Yes. Because I don't want to pick any of these bullshit lovey-dovey, everyone has happy ending, right? That's not real life.
Mm-hmm.
La La Land's about real life, and it's about growth. And it's about those nods at the end of the film, the look into those two characters' eyes, cinema, perfection. One of the greatest movies of all time, La La Land. You should watch it this Valentine's Day.
Yeah. And then
if I could talk about this, yes, actually, if your partner doesn't like La La Land, I would suggest leaving them straight away.
It's we're going to be like the characters at the end of La La Land. We're going to separate.
Just give them a nod and move them out the door. Yeah, walk them out the door and shut the door on them, right? If you don't like La La Land, you are a bad person because you don't understand life.
All right. Number one on my list is Pride and Prejudice. I didn't specify which one, but obviously we're getting a new Netflix series later this year, so you need to watch a Pride and Prejudice so you can judge the new ones coming out and say the old one is better. And this is unnecessary, which is the classic internet reaction.
Now, is it Pride and Prejudice or is it Pride and Prejudice?
Sorry
for
that
audio
joke's only going to
listeners.
work on socials. But yeah, I mean, either one's good, you know. You either get Colin Firth or you get Matthew McFadden, you know. Pick your poison.
Now, I've watched both and could not tell you any differences.
One is more prettily shot on film.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Who's I know Keira Knightley's in the new one. Who's in the older one?
It was someone of prominence, but I can't remember who. Or someone who's prominent now.
Jennifer Ailey, who I would argue not prominent now.
Okay, maybe I was thinking of someone else.
No fault against her.
Yeah,
Character
that's fair.
actress.
Yeah.
All right, Dylan,
All right,
this week,
I was
what do you
wrong.
watch?
This week, I'd like to work. Actually, well, look, not to break the usual rule where I say I'll only ever pick one thing, but I did already mention Wuthering Heights, so I will pick something else for the sake of not saying the same movie several times. So we'll go Crime 101, which is the new Chris Hemsworth film out this week, in which he's a jewel thief. Or no, he's a highway thief. I guess a modern age highway thief. Film looks great. I'm very keen to watch it. And on the TV front, HBO series Neighbours comes out, produced by the Safdie brothers, documentary about fucked up American neighborhood.
Yeah. It's a wild trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also going to go the Crime 101. TV front, there's not much. The Australian series Artful Dodger is back for a second season. And you need to get around to checking that out, because that's clearly quite popular. Then I've seen a lot of buzz about this Whistle movie.
Yes, I was trying to work out, because I had Thursday off work this week, and literally in my notepad in front of me on the computer next to my top 3 picks for this week, I have wrote down Wuthering Heights 12:20 p.m, Whistle 4 p.m, Crime 101 6:30 p.m, as I attempt to work out how I can watch all 3 in one day. That Whistle movie's been getting some good promotion, I think, as well. They're doing like some play into making it real sort of promotion and stuff like
But
that.
they just start whistling and someone does. A bunch of people keel over.
Yeah, I think it's like something like that. Yeah, it's from the director of The Nun. So
Okay,
but it stars Daphne Keane.
Mm.
We watched the trailer for it on here.
Did we?
We did. Yeah, that was the first time I watched it for this show. Nick Frost is a teacher in it.
Do not remember at all.
Yeah, that's well, it's a horror movie. You fucking
Blocked it out of my memory.
I don't even know if you watch
let's
them. You just roll a dice that have thumbs on it, and whatever they come up as, you're like, oh, why not one down?
Yeah. All right, let us know what you want to watch this week by letting us know on social media by going to explosionnetwork.com/follow. If you want to help us out here at What Do You Want to Watch, leave us a review at Apple Podcasts or on Podchaser. Leave us 5 stars. Anyone can leave 5 stars, or just tell people about the show. And if you want to help us out, find other ways to help us out over at explosionnetwork.com with all our other podcasts and written content. Head on over to explosionnetwork.com/support. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time, keep watching stuff, I guess.
Dream big.